Welcome everybody to Conscious Fertility with Sara Faith Jacobsen. I am your host, Sara Faith Jacobsen. So today on the podcast, I wanted to give you a little taste of the systematic process that I support women and couples with. And it's my firm belief that when you have a systematic process, getting pregnant can be so much easier. But I think so many women and couples they feel like they're flying in the dark. And they'll learn about this one thing that seems interesting or helpful, and they'll go down that rabbit hole, and then they'll go down this rabbit hole, and then that rabbit hole, when really it would be helpful and supportive to actually have a system and a plan set in place. I really believe anything in life, it's helpful to have a plan. And I have developed a systematic process over the past 15 years of being an independent health researcher, as well as having gone to nursing school. And then I healed myself of polycystic ovarian syndrome as well. Now, before I begin, I just want to remind everybody that the purpose of this podcast is to offer health wellness education and fertility wellness education. This podcast and myself, I do not diagnose, I do not treat, and I am not a medical doctor. So please take this in the spirit that I'm offering it, which is fertility education and wellness education. So, okay, let's start with the process that I take both my one-on-one couples through, as well as my group couples and my group program through. The first the first step is believing that it's possible. And the reason why I start here is that our beliefs are so powerful. Our beliefs can shape our world and shape our lives. And so we have to always start with believing that it's possible for us to get naturally pregnant and to stay naturally pregnant. And in addition, the reason why this is so important is so many women and couples are struggling for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. And it becomes this energy of not trusting the body and not trusting themselves and not trusting what is actually possible. And so we actually have to work on those beliefs first, and we have to open up to the possibility that it is possible to heal our infertility and get pregnant naturally. Or if we want to go the IVF route, believe that it's possible to be successful with IVF and have a healthy child with IVF. So that's the first step. Now, the second step is, and again, I do this either one-on-one with couples or I do this in my group program, is I like to start with muscle testing. And I have compiled a list of over 100 different reasons why a couple could possibly be struggling to get pregnant. Now, this 100 item list, well, it's over 100 items. This has taken me 15 years to develop and lots of research and education and experience. And the reason why I like to start here is it's a nice place to start. Now, my list has some things that you would think of and some things that you wouldn't think of, some things that a naturopathic doctor or a reproductive endocrinologist would never think of. And I like to start here because it gives us an idea of what might be going on, okay? And this muscle testing, this is not diagnosing, this is not treating, this is just connecting with the body on an energetic level to get a sense of what might be happening in the body. So, step number 2, we muscle test for over 100 different things that I have compiled in my list that I work with couples one-on-one with and in a group setting. Okay, number 3. So anything that we find in muscle testing, we make a decision as to whether to follow up with diagnostic testing and or labs or not. If you choose to follow up on anything with diagnostic testing or with labs, you would do that with a naturopathic doctor or a medical doctor or a Chinese medicine practitioner or doctor. which is easy to do. And I help my clients find the perfect naturopathic doctor for them all the time. No big deal. But we make a decision what things we want to follow up on and what things we don't. Because doing diagnostic testing with a naturopathic doctor or with a medical doctor, that will give us a definitive yes or no as to what's going on. And that is going to be really helpful for us. So that's the third step. The fourth step is while we're waiting on the labs to come through and the diagnostic testing, there are a couple different avenues that we can start on potentially. The one thing there's two avenues. The one thing that I really love to always recommend is something called medical ozone. I love medical ozone. I've used it myself. It's amazing. And I typically recommend the Longevity or the Hocket. Those are the two brands of medical ozone sauna that I really love. So the sauna is my preferred method of medical ozone. However, you can get IV medical ozone as well. And again, this is for wellness education purposes only. I am not diagnosing, treating, or curing anybody. But the first step, in my opinion, would be looking into medical ozone. Now, what does medical ozone do? So medical ozone, it acts as an antioxidant in the body, but it also acts as a disinfectant. So it helps the body clear viral infections, fungal infections, bacterial infections, parasitic infections. And a lot of times people will use medical ozone when they have Lyme disease and they're trying to help the body clear that bacterial infection. People have used medical ozone for if they have like parasitic infections that they're having difficulties letting go of. The medical ozone can sometimes support that. In Europe, especially in Germany, people who have cancer will use medical ozone to help their bodies heal. So it's kind of one of those treatments that just helps everybody, and it's amazing. I myself have used medical ozone to help with some mold toxicity and some candida issues that I've had, and I love it. It's been super helpful. I really prefer the sauna approach. However, you can do medical ozone IV. The reason why I like medical ozone sauna over medical ozone via IV is that when you doing the medical ozone sauna, there's two different mechanisms of action. So your body is absorbing the medical ozone, number one, but number two, you're sweating out a little bit of heavy metals, environmental pollutants, PCBs, excess estrogen, excess pharmaceuticals, et cetera, et cetera. Now, while the liver and the kidneys are the main organs for detoxification of the body, sweating does help the body detoxify a little bit. Not as much as the liver and the kidneys, but sweating does. It has been shown that sweat does have microscopic amounts of heavy metals in them that have been sweat out, and environmental pollutants that have been sweat out, PCBs that have been sweat out, hormones that have been sweat out, etc. So my favorite method is the sauna, but you can do a combination of medical ozone IV and then a far infrared sauna as well. The other thing that you could get started with right away, if you wanted to, is there's a website called Fertility Shop. She has really fantastic supplements for supporting fertility. And they're a bit generic, which I like, because if you don't know exactly what's going on with your fertility, she has supplements that will help you and herbs that will help you. There's another company called Herblore. I also really like this company. I happen to know Pam personally. She has fertility and preconception tinctures and fertility and preconception teas. And again, this is just kind of a general formulation that both of these companies offer. But if you don't know quite yet what's going on with your body, it can be nice to just get started on some supplements. The other thing with Fertility Shop is they have supplements that you can get started right away for men as well, for women and for men. There's another supplement from a company called Raw Food Forest. They have a maca supplement that I like for men. They have a pine needle supplement for men that I like. So that's another place that you can just get started right away, even if you're still waiting on your diagnostic testing. Okay, step 5. We get the results back of the diagnostic testing. So if there's blood work, if there's a trans-vaginal ultrasound, if there's saline sono, if there's whatever diagnostic testing we choose to do, blood work, et cetera, this is when we get it back. And then you can make an educated decision with your naturopathic doctor as well as myself around what way to go. I will always give you suggestions based on my 15 years of being a health researcher and my education and my experience, but it's up to you to make the decision on what treatment protocols feel best for you. But really the goal at this step is for you to get clear on what your official diagnosis or diagnoses are, and then for you to make a decision on what treatment protocol feels best to you. So we make a decision on what treatment protocol feels best for you, and you start on that treatment protocol. Okay, step 6, embracing motherhood. So many women say that they want to be mothers and say that they're ready, but they're afraid about being a mother. Maybe they're afraid that they're going to be a bad mother, or maybe they have the mother wound, or maybe they're feeling not confident in themselves or worried that it would change their relationship with their romantic partner. There's just so many reasons why women energetically block motherhood to a greater or lesser extent. In this step, we really embrace motherhood by healing the mother wound, by opening up to the energy of being a mother, inviting it in, welcoming it in, and letting go of any trauma or resistance around becoming a mother at this step. Step number 7. Call in your baby spirit. This is one of my favorite steps and one of my favorite things to do with couples. Calling in your baby spirit. I firmly believe that every couple has a baby spirit that's meant for them on this planet. And at this step, we can tap in psychically and spiritually to the baby that wants to come through you as a couple and be your child and bless you, and you will bless them. And in this step, we connect with that baby spirit from a place of love and intuition and awareness, and we welcome that spirit into your body and into your life. And I've had some really powerful and beautiful experiences working with my former clients' baby spirits even before they got pregnant. My last clients, At first, I connected with a little boy, baby spirit for them. And then we connected with a little girl, baby spirit for them. And they ended up having a boy-girl twins. And so it's so powerful to do this step. And it's also like, I have found it can be very accurate. Like the baby spirits that come through are really the children that end up coming through my clients. And so this is such a beautiful and powerful step that I really love to do. Okay, step number 8, we build creative life force energy between the couple. So this is another thing that I love to do with clients. So when there's a lot of love energy between my clients and there's a lot of like healthy sexuality between my clients, like these are the energies that are really enticing to a baby spirit. Like if we think about sexual energy, this is the creative life force energy that draws us all in and draws in baby spirits as well. And so building up this creative life force energy between the couple, both with their hearts and their sexuality, is such a powerful drawing energy for the baby spirits. And it supports the couple feeling more connected. And so that's step number 8. Step number 9, letting go of, at this point, we just want to let go of anything that needs to be let go so we can fully step into being a mother and being a father. So if there's limiting beliefs, if there's ancestral trauma, if there's past life trauma, if there's anything that is getting in the way at this point, we want to just move through it. And there's lots of different ways that I move through it with my clients, energetically, spiritually, emotional freedom techniques, my own clearing method, etc., etc. But if there's anything blocking them at this point, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, we just want to let it go. And then step number 10 is feeling yourself and welcoming yourself as a mother and a father and a family. So this step is really women feeling themselves as the mother that they truly be in their heart. The man feels himself as the father he truly is in his heart. And then we feel the energy of the family. So this step, we're really bringing everything together. We're bringing in the baby spirit work. We're bringing in the healing of the mother wound. We're bringing in the creative life force energy. But this is the last step. Step number 9 is where we just own it and claim that we are a family. We have this beautiful child or this beautiful children, and we are this family unit together. So that's my, really fast, that's my 9-step process that I take women and couples through. And this is the process, like I said, I've developed over 15 years. It works really effectively with my clients. And I just want women and couples to know that they don't have to feel like they're shooting in the dark. They can work with me either one-on-one or in my group program, where I give you a customized, systemic process that makes it easy. It doesn't have to be confusing. It doesn't have to be difficult. When you have a systematic process, it makes things so much easier, and it almost like makes sense if you look at it from the higher perspective as well, having a systematic process. So if this was interesting to you, if this piqued your interest, I would love to connect with you. You can text me. You can DM me on Instagram. I am Sara Faith Jacobsen, Sara Faith Jacobsen on Instagram. So feel free to DM me. You can also text me 512-886-6319. I'll have the phone number in the show notes as well. But yeah, I just want you to know, as I'm kind of ending this podcast episode, I want you to know that it doesn't have to be challenging. It doesn't have to be confusing. It doesn't have to be frustrating. When you have a system, a step-by-step system that is easy to understand, and we go step by step, it can be so much easier and even joyful. And so I hope that that was helpful for you, if that piqued your interest, or even if you have more questions about that, feel free to DM me on Instagram or text me. You can also Voxer me, and I would love to hear your thoughts and your feelings about this. Sending you so much love. Take care. Bye-bye.